life in the gay community was a nightmare. It was just a nightmare.
Because
of AIDS. And
Right.
I can't explain this. I've tried to explain this a little bit to the staff, and it's just hard for people to understand this. But like half my friends died in their 20s and 30s, at least half. I was going to almost a funeral a week, and you would spend weekends at the Sherman Oaks AIDS ward at the hospital there, which was just filled with people. And there was no cure. It was a death sentence then. And so I had a partner. His name was Kevin. And we were together for almost 9 years. And we didn't get tested for a long time because there was nothing you could do. And you just didn't want to live with that hanging over your head.
Right.
But when they came out with a drug that didn't cure anything, but at least it was something, we both got tested, and he was positive. And a couple of years later, he got really sick. He developed full-blown AIDS, and it was so ghastly. I just can't even. There was just nothing to comfort him medically. It was horrible, and he was the best realtor that has ever worked in Los Angeles, and everybody loved him, and he was so successful and so good at it and honest about it, and he had a lot of celebrity clients. So one night he was near death. I was at home alone, and there was a knock at the door, and I opened the door up, and it was Cher. And she said, "I came to see Kevin."
How did she know?
She was a client of his. But, people talk, and I guess she knew he was sick.
Right.
And she said, "Can I see him?" And I said, "Of course." And I said, "I could come upstairs with you because it's kind of rough." And she said, "No." She said, "I want to go alone." And so she walked up the stairs, and she closed the door. And I could hear her talking to him. He was in a coma at that point, but I think he could process and understand. And I thought, okay, should she be there for like 5 or 10 minutes? She was there for 45 minutes, and she was just talking to him. And she came downstairs afterward, and she said, "I'm really sorry." And she left. And the reason I'm telling you this, and why I'm so taken by her, she never talked about it. She never had a publicist call and said, "I visited somebody with AIDS." She never talked about it. I've never really publicly talked about this. And
I'm glad you are.
And
people should know that about her.
Absolutely. And I think so much of her, and it was so genuine and meaningful. And, I went upstairs after, and I could just tell it meant something. I mean, he couldn't talk, but I could see this it was peaceful. And he died a couple of days later. But I will never forget that from her. I will never forget that.
So the reason you like her really is kind of because
it's kind of gay. It's kind of gay, but
no. Just to break that's what they call a treacle cutter on a sitcom. The 8-year-old.
Okay, you got me.
No, but on sitcoms, the 8-year-old who comes in and says boner commercial, but no, let me go back because I have.
And I just say there's so many celebrities now who will, use publicists and whatnot to, show good deeds, and it's great that they have good deeds. Hers was just private. She just wanted to do it.
So, well, first of all, I always thought she was great. Fan of her music, fan of her acting, and just fan of her as a person. You could tell she was a ballsy, real chick. I mean, I'm not going to get to in this lifetime be friends with her, but I bet you we would have been friends if we had been in the same. And did you ever become friends with her after that?
No, I had actually, it was just out of the blue. And our paths only crossed once.
Really?
When Kevin was showing her house to this religious sect. that was looking at the house to buy it, and I'm just thinking, where are these guys getting the money? Now I understand. But she was introducing herself to all of the fathers or whatever they were called from this sect that were looking at this $20 million house or whatever it was. And she came down to me and I said, I'm Father Levin, it's nice to meet you. And she hit me.
Oh.
But that was pretty much the only interaction.
Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.